Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Sims Biology. Please subscribe and hit bell icon in order to watch all my live sessions and all my uploaded videos first. Yes friends, I am also teaching in Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Please use my referral code ChinmaySir to get 10% of additional discount. Yes friends, and you will also get my full guidance. So let's start today's topic on ecology from the base to the top, everything in a single session. We will discuss about the food chain, food web, ecological pyramid, energy flow, everything from the concept level. Yes, my dear friends, let's start. So friends, in this diagrammatic presentation, you can see that if we will talk about the ecosystem, then my dear friends, it is divided into natural and artificial. In natural, the examples are forest and lake ecosystem, whereas in artificial, you can take example of crop field or kitchen garden. It is anthropogenic, it means made by human, artificial, right? And again, if we will divide on the area or the vastness of the ecosystem, the mega ecosystem is sea, meso ecosystem is forest, then the smaller again micro one is pond, and nano ecosystem, that is man-made, that is aquarium. So yes, again it is divided into complete and incomplete type. Incomplete type, it is permanent, that is forest ecosystem, that last for a long duration, long period of time. And incomplete one depends on the rainwater, like the pond or ditches, which are temporary, right friends? So let's start. Components of the ecosystem, mainly two types of components and constitutes of an ecosystem are there: abiotic and the other one is biotic, friends. So the first one is the non-living component or the abiotic component. All right friends, so these include inorganic substances or minerals, organic substances, and different climatic conditions. What are the different possible climatic conditions? Like the temperature, the pH, light, wind, humidity, and precipitation. And these are the various abiotic, I mean to say non-living components of the ecosystem. And if you will go to the biotic, it can be also divided into various types. But let's talk about the autotrophs or the producers first. The biotic component are also known as a living, because bio means having life, and living components. So autotrophs are producers. Okay, so they have capacity to manufacture their own food. They can prepare their own food through the process. We know that very well, that is photosynthesis. And they convert or they transduce the solar energy, the radiation of the sun, to chemical energy. So that they are also called as converter or transducer, as they fix radiant energy of sun into chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis. And yes, heterotrophs. If we will go to heterotrophs or the consumers, they are again of various types. But let's start what is the basic concept of heterotroph. They depend upon the producers or the green plants for their food. So yes, they cannot manufacture their own food and depends upon green plants for their food, right? Consumers are differentiated into following broad categories, like the primary consumers. In primary consumers, we have the herbivores, or they are also known as the consumers of first order, right? They depend upon producers or green plants for their food. They consume the green plants and get energy from them, right? Example are herbivores like the deer, rabbit, squirrel, grasshopper, etc. So Elton, yes my dear friends, Elton has used the term key industry animals for primary consumers, right friends? So key, yes friends, what? The key industry animals. They call, Elton call the grasshoppers, rabbit, squirrel, deer, all these autotrophs, sorry, herbivores, or the primary consumers, as the key industry animals, right? And Charles Elton call them key industry for primary consumer because they convert plant matter into animal matter. They convert the plant matter into animal matter. That is why Elton called them key industry animals. The secondary consumers or the primary carnivores are those who feed upon, who live upon herbivores. Who consume the primary consumers are the secondary ones. And example are fox, jackal, frog. These are the examples, right? Okay. So next, the last one is tertiary consumer or the top carnivore, and these top carnivore consume the secondary consumers, and the examples are tiger and lions who feeds upon frog, jackal and the fox. Clear? So these are the different phases of the heterotrophs or the consumers. The most important one is the decomposers, friends. These are saprotrophs. These are saprotrophs. Yes, my dear friends, and sapro means to decompose. The word sapro means to decompose, right? To decompose. And yes, they help in decomposition of the organic material, complex organic material into simpler inorganic form, right, friends? So you can see here decomposed dead organic remains of producers and consumers into simple substance by secreting extracellular digestive enzyme. They secrete extracellular digestive enzyme and they help in making them simplify. Examples are bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, etc. Decomposers are also called reducers or mineralizers because they help in reducing the amount by making it simple, and they also help in production of the minerals. So yes, minerals are produced with the help of them, with the help of the decomposers, so they are also known as mineralization. Release minerals trapped in organic remains. Detrivores are decomposers as well as scavengers, and scavenger means, my dear friends, the organisms who feed on the dead bodies, right? Examples are vulture and beetle, carrion beetle. Okay, so now you can see in this diagram how the energy flows from the sun to the producer, from the producer to the consumers and decomposers likewise, and continuously heat is radiated. I mean, some energy loss takes place in every step of transfer of food. That means 100% of the food is never transmitted. Only 10%. Yes, friends, you know about 10% rule. So it is 10% rule. According to the 10% rule, my dear friends, when the producer are eaten by the consumers, the amount of energy travels from producer to consumers is only 10%, and the remaining 90% is radiated or lost, right? Okay. So friends, here you can see about the basic idea of the food chain and energy transfer. In the transfer of food energy from one trophic level to another, only a small fraction of food energy, roughly around 10%, is stored as biomass. The remaining 90% will not be there in the next trophic level, right? So according to Linderman 1942, it is the 10% rule given by Linderman. Okay. So my dear friends, let's move on. Food chain in detail. Sequence of trophic level through which food and its contained energy passes from producer to ultimate consumers is called food chain. Yes, it is a relation between different organisms, nothing else. Okay, one is consumed by another, one is the prey of other, one is the predator of one, right? One depends on another for its survival. It is a connection, it is a link that is called as food chain. Just like a chain, the hooks are connected. Likewise here, the animals are connected. The animals of different trophic level are connected. Clear, friends? Okay. So let's go for the types of food chain. First, the GFC or grazing food chain. Here, we can see that the herbivores are there, and the herbivores eat the herbs. Okay, the grass is eaten by the herbivores, and the herbivores are again eaten by the carnivores, and later by higher order carnivores. It is a connection, it is a link. First the producer, then the herbivores who feeds on the producer, then the carnivores who feeds on the herbivores, then the top carnivores who feeds on the carnivores. Right? Okay. So it is a relation of predation and prey. Right, friends? So let's go. Here are some example. Phytoplankton are eaten by zooplankton, then small fishes eats zooplankton, and large fish eat the small one, and finally shark, the top carnivore. So this is a food chain in the aquatic medium. Likewise here, the grass, then grasshopper, frog, snake, and peacock. It is, we can say that it is the food chain of what? Yes, grassland. Grassland ecosystem, or you can also call it a forest ecosystem. Here also it is grassland ecosystem, grass, insect, predator insect, then insectivorous birds who feeds on the insects, and finally these birds are eaten by the hawk. Okay, likewise if you will go to the forest, in the jungle, the vegetation is eaten by a rabbit, then fox is eaten by, the rabbit is eaten by fox, fox is eaten by wolf, wolf is eaten by tiger. So this is these are the different food chain: grass, goat, and man. Okay, let's move. Parasitic food chain. It begins with host and usually ends in parasite. It starts with the host and ends with parasite. Right? Parasites depend on the host completely for its survival. Right? And due to parasite, the host have to face some loss, and parasite always get profit from the host. Yes, parasitic food chain is also known as auxiliary food chain or subsidiary food chain. Example is tree. Herbivore birds. The herbivore birds depends on the tree for its survival, and the lices and bugs who lives on the body of the herbivore birds, these are the parasites. These are the parasites, friends. Parasites. And the bird is host for them. Host for them. Right? Because the lice and bugs live on the body of herbivore bird and gets its food and all the necessary things that is needed for its survival. Right? Saprotrophic food chain or detritus food chain. This one is very important. It is very helpful for cleaning our environment. It begins with detritus or dead organic matter. After the death of the plants and animals, these organic matters are needed to be digested and simplified, and the detrivores or decomposers feeds over these dead organic matter. Both are heterotrophic organisms here. Here there is no autotroph. Okay, the dead organic matter and the detrivores or decomposers. The detrivores and decomposers feed over the dead organic matter. Right? Okay. So, my dear friends, detrivore and decomposers are consumed by smaller carnivores, which in turn become food for larger carnivores and so on. It is also a connection. The detrivore or decomposers are consumed by smaller carnivores and they are again consumed by the larger ones. Right? And remember, decomposers secrete digestive enzymes. Some digestive enzyme secreted by the decomposers that break down dead and waste materials into simple inorganic materials, which is subsequently absorbed by them. Right? So the complex organic material is simplified with the help of these, yes friends, these decomposers. Okay. So DFC, detritus food chain, has also connection with the grazing food chain. Right? So let's move on. Trophic level. Before going to the ecological pyramid and in detail about the food chain and food web, let us know about the trophic levels. So here we know that the T1 or the trophic level 1, fast trophic level, has the producers at the base of the ecological pyramid. If we will talk about the ecological pyramid, at the base there are the producers. Okay, the fast trophic level or T1. I will show you diagrammatically, don't worry. Okay, yes, next one is T2, second trophic level. It consists of herbivores which feeds on plants. Herbivores who feeds on the producers. So here they are in the next trophic level. Then T3, it consists of primary carnivore above it. The primary carnivores are there who feeds on the second trophic level, that is the herbivores. Next is the secondary carnivore, then the tertiary carnivore, and finally the decomposers. Yes friends, finally the decomposers are there at the top. Clear? This is all about the trophic levels. Let's see in detail. Yes, in T1 or the first trophic level, we have what? We have producers. Then in T2 or the second trophic level, we have those organisms who feeds on the producer. We call them herbivores. And next in the T3, the animals, those feeds on the herbivores. Yes. And the secondary carnivores are in T4, they feeds on the carnivores, and top carnivores feeds on the secondary carnivores. They are on fifth trophic level. And above all, and it is a connection from all the trophic level. If not eaten by anyone, decomposers are there. They will simplify the dead and decaying material. So they are at the top, that is T6. Okay, clear friends? Let's move on. Okay, here we can see the primary producer at the base. The first trophic level plants, examples are phytoplanktons, grass, trees who can produce their food themselves. Okay, next primary consumer or the second trophic level, these are the herbivores like the zooplanktons, grasshopper, cow, because the zooplankton feeds on the phytoplankton, grasshopper feeds on the grass, and cow on the trees. Likewise, in the secondary consumers, third trophic level, birds, fishes, and wolf are there. Tertiary consumers, fourth trophic level, top carnivores like man and lion are there. This is the fundamental thing. Let's go. Food web. Friends, look at this sentence. The natural interconnection of food chains is called food web. It is the interconnection of different food chains together to form a single food web. And remember friends, naturally there is no food chain. Each and every food chain are connected to form food web. So you cannot find only a single food chain in the ecosystem, because all the food chains are always connected. That is why only food webs are naturally possible. Food webs increase the stability of the ecosystem by providing alternate pathway of food availability. Okay, so what are the characteristics of the food web? Alternate pathway means you understood. Yes, look here, the food web provides alternate options. Like if I am not feeding upon the animals, I can feed upon the plants. There is option. And food web, due to the presence of food web, it is provided. Clear? Okay. So what are the characteristics of food web, my friends? Food web is more real than food chain. I have already told you that actually food chain are not completely independent. Food chains are not there. They are always interconnected. That means what? That means food web is more real than food chain. It provides a number of alternate foods to consumers. Okay, so that they become polyphagous. They can select what to eat. They have options because the food chains are interconnected. Okay, right? Let's go. Feedback checks operate if food webs that keep the population of different species nearly constant. It helps in making a balance in the ecosystem, making the number of species constant in each trophic level. Okay, it is essential for adaptability, competitiveness among populations of ecosystem. So these are the various characteristics of food web. It is a diagrammatic presentation of the food web, friends. Food web, because here more than one food chains you can see. You can take this as one food chain, this as one food chain, and here all the food chains are connected to form a food web. Okay, clear? So let's move on. Ecological pyramid or Eltonian pyramid. It is also called Eltonian pyramid. Why, friends? Because Charles Elton in 1927, Charles Elton given this thing, this ecological concept of ecological pyramid, right, friends? Okay. Trophic structure of ecosystem is a type of producer-consumer arrangement. Yes, we have already seen it clearly. Trophic structure is just producer and consumer arrangement, right? In which each food level is called trophic level, and the graphical representation of tropical structure of ecosystem constitutes ecological pyramid or food pyramids, where producer occupy base of the pyramid and top consumers occupy the apex. So at the apex of this ecological pyramid, who are there? The top consumers are there, and at the base, who are there? The producers are there, friends. The producers are there. Clear? The concept of ecological pyramid was developed by Elton 1927. Let's go. So there are three different types of ecological pyramid, my dear friends. One is the pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and the third one is pyramid of energy. So we will discuss in detail about these three different types of pyramid in this particular system. Okay, so let's move on. In pyramids of number, these may be upright. Remember, these may be upright or inverted. Inverted pyramid of numbers are also possible. I will show you with example. Don't worry, wait. Okay, it can be upright or inverted, friends. The apex at the base and the base at the apex. Okay, or intermediate type. In intermediate type means, I will tell you, there is a different type of ecological pyramid called as spindle shape. I will show you spindle shape. That is, in grassland ecosystem, the pyramid of number is upright because number of producer or grasses per unit area is maximum, and the number goes on decreasing with every trophic level. Top consumers are minimum in number. Let me show you one diagram of pyramid of number. Here there are two diagrams. One is of grassland ecosystem, another is of pond ecosystem. So let's go for the grassland ecosystem first. Number of grasses is more. We are talking about what? Pyramid of number, friends. Okay. So number of grasses is more, and then the grasshopper, and again decreases in the number of frogs and snakes, and finally the number of peacock or falcon are minimum. So this is the shape, the erect pyramid of number. Here also you can see phytoplankton, zooplankton, smaller fish and larger fish. Gradually the number is decreasing from the first trophic level to the top one, right? So in case of both grassland as well as pond ecosystem, the pyramid, you can see it clearly. So inverted, if we will go to the inverted one, look, tree, and the number of herbivore birds depending on the tree is more than the number of trees, because in a single tree there are many herbivorous birds, and the parasites depending on the herbivore birds is again much more in number. So it is inverted. Okay, it is also pyramid of number, but here it is inverted. Number of producer is less. Okay, I was talking about the spindle shape. You can see here in this diagram, tree, and depending on the tree, number of herbivorous birds is more, but the number of hawk who depends on the herbivorous birds are again small. So small, large and small. So this type of ecological pyramid is also possible. Trees, herbivores, bird and hawk. So this is called spindle shaped ecological pyramid. Okay, so here is an example. You can see it clearly of grassland ecosystem. The number of individuals or the number of producers is 58,42,000, 7,08,000 primary consumers, 35,400 secondary consumers, and tertiary consumer number 3. So it is the number is decreasing from lower to higher tropic level. Pyramid of biomass. Okay, so it is also maybe upright or inverted. Maybe upright or inverted. Remember, the pyramid of energy can never be inverted. Pyramid of energy can never be inverted. I will tell you. In grassland ecosystem, upright pyramid of biomass is present because biomass of producer per unit area is maximum and the top consumer is minimum. So at the base, the producer have maximum biomass, and at the top consumers have lowest or the minimum biomass. What is biomass? It is the total dry wet of any species. Total dry wet, right? Okay, so pyramid of biomass may be inverted. Let me tell you everything in detail with example. Okay, so here you can see the pyramid of biomass that is upright. Number of grasses, sorry, the biomass of grasses is highest, then the biomass of rabbit, rat and mice, then the snake, lizards, and finally birds. But in inverted case, the phytoplanktons have less biomass, least biomass, and zooplanktons have more. Why? The lifespan of zooplanktons is much more than the phytoplanktons. The lifespan of zooplanktons is much more than that of the phytoplanktons, and the biomass dry weight of phytoplanktons is less as compared to zooplankton, and then the small fishes and large fishes, right? So in this case, the pyramid of biomass will be inverted. Here you can see the dry weight. I have told you the dry weight is biomass. So 809 primary producer, primary consumer 37, secondary consumer 11, tertiary consumer 1.5. So it is erect, and this diagrammatic presentation is of pyramid of biomass showing sharp decrease in biomass at the higher trophic level. The last thing is that the pyramid of energy. Okay, so these are most fundamental and indicate overall nature of the ecosystem. Pyramid of energy is always upright, never inverted. Yes friends, it is never inverted. Remember, very important. Why? Because always from primary producer towards the top consumer, the energy decreases by 90%, because only 10% of the total energy, travels from the lower tropic level to the upper one. So from here, if we will talk about the energy, it's 10,000 joule at the primary or the producer level. Then the primary consumer have 10% of it, that is 1,000, and the secondary consumer have 10,000 of it, that is 1,000, and tertiary consumers have 10 joule, that is the 10% of 100 joule, right? So only 10% of the energy travels from lower to higher trophic level, and it can never get downward. Means the top consumers can never get more energy as compared to the producer, because it is unidirectional, friends. Energy flow is unidirectional in the ecosystem. Okay, in the ecosystem always energy flows from the producer towards the top consumer, never in reverse order. That is the cause why the pyramid of energy is always upright, never inverted. And according to 10% rule, the energy reduces by 90% in the next tropic level. So all type of ecosystem as energy goes on decreasing with each and every tropic level. Okay, so always upright because it goes on decreasing in each and every tropic level. So my dear friends, this is all about food chain, food web, biotic, abiotic component of the ecosystem and different ecological pyramid like pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass and pyramid of energy. Yes friends, a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So be grateful to everyone from whom you are getting something or learning something. Be grateful to everyone. A grateful heart is a magnet that can cause, that can result miracle. So yes, my dear friends, thank you very much for watching this video session. Do not forget to subscribe and hit bell icon. Do not forget to like, comment and share with your friends. Yes friends, have a great day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.